Once we release control on trying to dictate how our manifestations are going to come or how we want to achieve our desires, that's when God can step in, because God's not going to work against you. He wants to work with you and through you. And if we get so caught up, which this is something that I had to learn on my spiritual journey, was I had to really think about putting my ego in check, thinking like things need to happen like this, because once this happened. And God don't want to work with your ego. He wants to work with your spirit. He wants you to have an open mind and an open heart. And when you trying to control how things are going to happen, that really delays divine timing, because God can't do his magic. He wants to work with you. He wants to give you this abundant life that he promised you, but you have to be willing to release control. Release control of just the outcome, of being attached to the outcome. I'm not saying like don't do any work. As long as you're taking action and taking aligned action that's towards the goal that you want. That's all God wants. He wants you to just take action and just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, even through the hard times. Enjoy the journey, because there's a lesson in that time. As there's a lesson in all, there's something for you to learn in all the lessons and all the wins that you go through in this journey, that's going to help to elevate you to the next level, because God knows what you need. Even though when we're going through these struggles and we're going through these hard times and we like, really? And God is like, I know what you need. There's some healing that need to happen right now in order for once you get to the next level, this won't bother you anymore. And that's something you have to learn, like that healing, becoming aware of it, becoming aware of your limiting beliefs, becoming aware of when fear and doubt creep in, how to manage that, because that's not going to go away. With each level of new things that you do, that limiting belief, that fear, that doubt, that's going to creep in. But through healing and through the journey, he's teaching you how to overcome and how to not let it stop you, how to persevere. So sometimes when we're stuck in these repeated cycles of just struggle, sometimes we have to take our ego out of it and just take a moment and sit back and just witness what's going on. Witness, what is our mind telling us? Is what our mind telling us helping us, or is it hindering us? Is what our mind telling us stopping us, or is pushing us forward? And that's something that I had to learn, and what I've still learned, even like I said, because fear, doubt, limiting is always going to be there. Fear is always going to be there. But the goal is to not let it stop you from the life that God has for you. Your mind is trained to protect you. So when you're going through a new journey, when you're looking for, a new path, that's because you want to break generational curses, you want to do something different. That limiting belief, that devil, that mind is going to be like, what makes you think you can do that? You ain't never did that before. You don't know nobody that's done that. What makes you think you can do that? And that is the part where healing happens. That is the part where perseverance happens. And that is the part where God sometimes has you so he can get you through that so you can heal. Because once you heal, you can start to see the breakthrough. You can start to see God's plan for your life. But you have to just detach from the outcome, detach from trying to control how your breakthrough is going to come and when your breakthrough is going to come. Because God's plan, his plan is better than our plan. But at the same time, like I said, he's not going to work against you. He wants to work with you and through you. And as long as you're attaching to yourself to the outcome of how something has to go, you're not open to the possibility that God has for you. So I just wanted to get on here and give you some encouragement and just help you to understand, because once I understood this, I started to see more breakthroughs, more opportunities that I probably would not have taken if I was still caught up in that same way of thinking, because my mind would have been like, you don't know nobody that's doing this, you ain't never did this before, you didn't learn this, how you think you're going to do this now? But because I allowed myself to just be open and to just trust the process and just keep moving forward, so many things have opened up that I'm grateful for. So I want to pass on this message. Detach yourself from the outcome. Be open to the way God wants to lead you and focus on your healing. Because once you heal, you can get to the next level. And once you get to the next level, you realize, wow, this doesn't affect me as much as it used to, you know? And that is a beautiful place to be. That's a place where God can work with you, can teach you, and to help you grow and elevate to the next level. So thank you for watching this video. If it made you smile or gave you an aha moment, hit that like button. Also comment down below where you're tuning in from. And if you are ready to manifest your dream life, just know you are not alone. We are on this journey together. So hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.